Hello guys and welcome back to Let's Go, and in today's video we're going to be updating our Ninebot Max tyres with some off-road ones. As you can see here, we've already pre-done one. I'm waiting for a tool to arrive to take out the stem so I can get air into it quickly. We're seating the beads on these ones. If you want to see that video of me changing over the front tyre, you can look right up here. With these ones, they're a little bit more, they're slightly bigger, so they need a bit more airflow to get the beads to pop. So I'm going to get the tool tomorrow. It's going to be a couple of minutes for you. I'm going to take out the valve stem and then add some air into there. We've already done the front one. We're going to go ahead and do the rear one in just a moment.
This one, what we're doing?
These tyres are off of AliExpress and they cost me around £15 each, so £30 for the pair. I want to thank Fabian, I hope I spoke your name properly, on Facebook group, the Ninebot Max group, for posting his picture and piquing my interest. I've always wanted some off-road tyres for my Max because of the terrain that I do, and when I saw them I messaged him and I said that I needed to have these, and how did he get them, how did he install them. They're not easy to install, as with any tyre, so this is not really a how-to as much as just watch me attempt to do it. I'm not a professional in any way. I do this to save me some money. These tyres will be linked down in the description, and they are the 75-65-6.5, where the original tyres are 60-70-6.5. The weight of the original Ninebot Max tyre is around 800 grams, just under, and the weight of the new tyre is around 600 grams. Slightly bigger tyre, but I believe it's the goo that's inside. So in the Ninebot Max tyres, they come pre-filled with the slime essentially, so tyre sealant. On the inside around there, giving it its weight. With this one, there is no tyre sealant in there, so you might want to take that into consideration if you buy these. Tyre sealant is not expensive, but it's handy. I don't know how long these are going to hold up, but the reviews say that they're pretty good. And we had to massively deform this tyre to get it on there. If you have a stock fender, I am told that it doesn't work with it. So you're going to need to have some sort of suspension or remove the fender completely, or have some sort of modification on the fender. Enough of my waffling, let's install the next tyre. Right, okay, so I've taken off the base of the scooter, I've taken off the rear wheel so that you don't have to sit through all that. If you do want to see how you can take off the rear wheel, you can see this video up here. Right, so first things first, we need to take out the air, but we're going to go through a couple of tools that we're going to use. Firstly, we're going to use a bit of masking tape. I tend not to use it because it's just extra steps. I don't mind about the rims too much, and I had a good success on the front wheel. Some tyre levers, massive advantage to having tyre levers. If you don't have them, don't even attempt. One of these, a couple of these come in handy, and this basically helps you unseat the bead because they are on there tight. And last but not least, the other one that we've found very useful for this case is some cable ties. And
so we're going to be using these to crimple this tyre up like this one.
So what we're going to do is wrap the tyre with the cable ties, one at every increment, to get it nice and tight to make sure it fits the rim.
Yeah, because it just wobbles about in here.
It's a bit of a pain. So let's get started taking the air out of this tyre. Okay, so now we've taken the air out, we can now go ahead and pop the rim. Ideally, you would have the tool to take out the valve stem right now so that you can manipulate it a lot easier, because otherwise when you're pushing against it the air is not coming out. But I don't have that currently, so we're going to get that tomorrow. You're going to see that for when I put air back in the tyres. But for now, we're just going to pop some
masking tape on.
Masking tape around the edge I only really use it for the edge, just to, when I add this to it, it doesn't, no metal on metal sort of thing. It doesn't ruin it. Okay, so we've got it all taped up. As I say, it's not really necessary to tape this up unless you're very not careful. I've just done it because it's the motor, so I'm going to take extra care with the motor. Also, once you've got the motor off, this is probably the best time to do a little bit of maintenance on it. Get the bearings clean, maybe change the bearings while you're at it. I'm probably not going to do it this time because they're fine for me. I've not had any issues with the rear bearings on my scooter at all. I've had issues with the front bearings, but you know, these have the seals on them, which are good. So what I'm going to do is rest this bit against the body and the tyre, so it's half and half, and then that bit is purely going to be on the tyre to push it in. So just let go for a second. So as you can see, the tyre is being pushed in, and then on this side it's kind of resting half and half. There we go, it's popped, so that is now off the rim that side. We're going to do that at a couple of intervals around here and on the other side to get it fully popped.
We've got this bit of wood so we don't damage the floor.
Alright, so now we've popped both sides, we're going to take off the rim. Nice and easy, that one, wasn't it?
Yep. And that's taking all the masking tape off. And it's very easy to do this part. Oh, now we've got it on loose.
Go. The thing is, you can't be too gentle. If you're too gentle, you're never going to get it done. And there we go, so there's the tyre slime. Oh, so I don't know if it perishes or not, but over time, this is all gunked up in here. The edges are all kind of messed up a little bit. There we go, one motor free of its tyre. So at this point we're going to inspect around here. It looks fairly clean, so we don't need to worry about that.
Now we're going to put this in this tyre.
And then we need to put the other tyre on.
Yep.
The valve looks good.
I'm going to like tighten it really tight with these. It might crumple with that, but that can sort it, can't you? We'll just make it like that one.
That goes on fairly easy, so because it's a bigger tyre, it goes on easy, but on the first bit, but actually trying to get it seated between the wheel itself is a little bit difficult. So actually we want to make sure that we're getting this in the right orientation, which I think we've done. Yeah, we have. We've got it in the right orientation. So another thing with these wheels is, let me just borrow this one, pass me the other one. Yeah, so the thing with these ones is they actually have, and so the original Ninebot Max wheels have a rotation. I don't know if you can see that, so it's an arrow of direction. These ones don't. So the only way you're going to know if it's the right direction is the outer edges, because the centers are exactly the same. So it's just a mirrored image in the center there. So the only way you know which way it goes is from the outer ones. And what we want to do is make sure that the outer ones are, you know, forcing the water away. So if we're traveling this way, we want the water to come this way. So on here, for instance, where the wheel's traveling this way, the brake is on that side, and this is pushing into the water and then that way. So what we want to do now is wrap a few of these all around the wheel. Okay, so this is where the fight begins. We're going to tighten these down, crimp, tighten, pull that cable.
This one?
Yeah.
Got some Vaseline.
This is just in case. Ideally you would put it on pre doing this, but I think this one's not going to give me as much resistance. So we're just going to go around in increments. So I've just lost it then. Right, hold that one for me where it is. Good boy.
I think this Vaseline helped on the other tyre.
Right.
My dad did the other tyre all by himself, and I helped him out a little.
Pull it.
This one.
Yeah, hold it there.
There.
Right, move that hand. That's it. Good boy. Right. Let me take that one out. Hold this one. Here.
This one?
Don't let it fall out.
Oh.
Well, you've let it fall out now, haven't you?
It's moving in.
Hold it there. That's it. Right. Let me take that one. Hold that there. Good boy.
I have got strong muscles.
There we go. So that's not giving us much.
So you might not need the Vaseline for this one.
No, and then on this, essentially, we just need to snip these off and pull them out. Where's the scissors?
All the way back here. We've got some really sharp scissors what Dad's gonna cut off with.
Well, look at that. So both tyres are now
It's like the same.
in the off-road position. All I need to do now is wait for the tool to input that, and you're going to see that in the next bit. Welcome back. So it actually has been around 4 or 5 days since that last video. I had to take the tyres down to the garage to see if the air compressor for your normal tyres would work. Fortunately, the valves don't stick out enough, so they don't work. It's not going to work. I bought a kit to take up the course, blow air in it. It still didn't work. The compressor in the car didn't work. So I actually had to take it to my local garage, who had the air compressor that blew enough air in there just to pop it on the rim. And they have the high-powered air compressors. So they had to use the thin nozzle as well to push more air pressure in as quickly as it could. But they're on the scooter now, and I think they look fantastic. Let me know what you think down in the comments. They won't work with a stock fender, as I've said before. You will need to have the rear suspension. I don't know if it'll work with the monorim though. For this to fit on there, I did have to bring up the fender just a little bit. So yeah, luckily this is adjustable. I've not had a proper ride on it yet, so I will be doing an update video on this. If you are planning on getting these, please be aware that you will have to put them on. It's easy enough, they do crumple, but to actually physically pop them onto the rim, you're gonna have a hard time. You do need to have a high-powered air compressor to get those on. And I would have filmed it, but I was at work at the time, and I don't think my employer would like to see me putting tyres or popping tyres onto the rim whilst I'm meant to be working. So yeah, you can imagine how hard it is for these. Don't go rushing out to buy these just yet. So the chap that I spoke to about this, the guy that I mentioned before, is actually the first one that I've seen these on with, has actually popped a rear tyre already. He said he hit a sharp object and it's popped the tyre. So I don't know if that's a issue with the tyre or if it's just bad luck. But I've never had an issue with the Ninebot tyres, so we'll see what these ones can do. As for pressures, not too sure. I'm going to put between 45 and 50 psi in them, even though I think it's rated for 30 on the side, but these are slightly bigger tyres, and I think they're meant to be slightly softer anyway to take up the bumps. But we'll see. You'll lose a little bit of range doing that, I guess. But as I say, we'll see. If you like this video, please leave us a thumbs up, consider subscribing. All the links will be down in the description, and if you like content like this, please let me know, and also pop your suggestions down in the comments. Any suggestion that you tell me, I will take into consideration. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.